What's going on, Dab Squad? My name is Dilbo, that is Dilbo with a B, and I am coming at you guys today with a Hyper Scape open beta weapon tier list. Today we're going to be going over every single weapon in the game, placing them in the tier that I believe is correct, along with giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to improve with these weapons. Before we get started, everybody, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Also, I stream every single day on twitch.tv/DilboDabGames at 6 p.m. Eastern. Swing on by if you want to see some live gameplay. Let's get started. So as you can see, I have every tier from S to D. S meaning it's an incredible gun, overpowered, you should always pick it up. D meaning you probably shouldn't pick this up unless you're very, very good with this specific type of weapon. Starting off, we're going to start at the very bottom and work our way up. The very first weapon we're putting into the D class of weapon is the Protocol. Unfortunately, all you sniper lovers out there, the sniper in this game is not as good as you want it to be. Let's talk about why. I love sniper rifles, but unfortunately the sniper rifle in this video game just does not put up enough damage. As you can see, I'm going to do 80 damage to the body with a fully upgraded sniper. Yes, it does do a one-shot headshot, and yes, you're going to get some nutty clips, and yes, it's going to be a lot of fun when you hit those one-shot headshots. But if you're going for wins and you're going for max damage, the sniper rifle does not put up enough consistent damage to be able to help your team win. With 3 bullets, all you can do is get 1.5 kills with this thing. It is not good enough. They need to add at least 2 more bullets or buff the damage to the body with a fully upgraded sniper. All right, so the next weapon in the D class and the only other weapon in the D class is the Komodo. Now, it's actually kind of crazy. This gun was actually pretty OP a patch ago, but they just nerfed it into the ground. So I have a fully upgraded Komodo here, and as you can see, the blast radius on it isn't even enough to hit these 3 enemies that are pretty close to each other. I have to shoot basically right at their feet to be able to do only 30 damage. And even a direct hit is only 30 damage. This gun used to be a lot better. I suggest maybe picking it up if it's the very beginning of the game and you can get a gold drop. It might help you get some quick, easy, early kills. But as far as middle and late game, this gun is just not worth using anymore. All right, so let's move into the C class weapons. And the very first C class weapon in this tier list is going to be the Salvo. Now, the Salvo was actually extremely good for the majority of the technical tests and the first part of the beta, but they recently nerfed it just like the Komodo. Let's talk about the differences. So just like the Komodo, they nerfed the blast radius and the damage output of the Salvo. Now, the reason the Salvo is better than the Komodo is because indoors, this thing can still have the potential to shred. Because it bounces off of walls, you can bounce it around corners, off of things, and be able to hit your enemies. And it does 34 damage directly hit instead of 30. So if you had to use a launcher and you had to choose between the Komodo and the Salvo, I would definitely pick up the Salvo. All right, the next weapon in the C class is going to be the Hexfire, the minigun. This thing was actually incredible in the tech test. You couldn't not pick it up. It instantly shredded people at all ranges. Unfortunately, it got nerfed into the ground. Let's talk about some of the differences. Okay, so I have the fully upgraded Hexfire here, and don't get me wrong, it still shreds. It can still shred at close range if people are jumping on your screen and you're tracking them pretty well. The issue being, it doesn't do enough consistent damage at longer ranges to be able to take the place of some of the better guns in this list. I still think in a clutch situation, it can be very helpful to have if you're dropping and you get a gold Hexfire and you need to get some kills. It's still pretty good to pick up. But if you get a better gun on this list, I definitely suggest swapping out the Hexfire. All right, so moving on to the B class of weapons in this game. Now, the B class are weapons that are pretty average. They're decent. You can do some work with these guns, and we're going to be talking about why each one of them are in the B class. Some of them might be a little bit debatable, but the very first one we're going to be putting into the B class is the DTap. Now, I know a lot of people might think this gun should go lower on the list, but let's talk about why I believe it is a B class weapon. Okay, so one of the beauties of the DTap is that it has an auto lock-on feature. As you can see, I have this square on my screen, and as long as this enemy is inside of this square, I'm automatically locked on to that enemy, and the gun will shoot it no matter where my crosshair is, right? Now the issue with this gun is that it only does enough damage to kill one person if you hit every single bullet in the clip, and that is extremely difficult to do in this game with the way people are moving around and flying across your screen. Even though this gun has an auto lock on feature, it still is possible that you're going to miss some of your shots. Now, the reason this gun is a B-class weapon, and I firmly believe it, is in squads, this weapon is a clean-up machine. You and your team are chasing the enemy around, and you need to be able to put out just a little bit more damage. You just need to be able to finish that guy off. Say that person has about, under 50 health. All you have to do is look at the guy, and he's dead. Also, the DTap has a secondary fire mode that when you zoom in, you actually shoot the gun faster. So if a person is running from you and they're about to get around a corner, you can zoom in and actually kill them a lot faster. Because of all of these reasons, I really believe the DTap is a little bit of an underrated weapon, and if you're in a squad, I definitely think you should pick it up. Okay, the next gun in the B class is going to be the Mammoth, the Shoddy, the one-tap wonder at close range. Let's talk about why this weapon is a B and not any higher. Okay, so like a lot of people, I love shotguns in battle royales, especially in some other battle royales that I've played. The shotgun has been a dominator. In this game, they took lengths to make sure the shotgun isn't too oppressive. Now it can still one-tap people close range if you hit all pellets on the head, but that's a little bit harder to do. It's still a two-tap at medium ranges to close ranges. That's what really makes this gun extremely good, is the two-tap. You can be dancing around people, sliding around, hit them once. If all the pellets hit, it's a two-tap. Even if all the pellets don't hit, as you can see, it's a three-tap. Now, one of the reasons why it's only a B-class weapon and not anything better than that is because it takes too long to fire. The pump action takes a little bit too long. If they wanted to buff this gun, they should make the pump happen a little bit faster. Also, it's a shotgun, right? It's not going to shoot people from very far distances and do a lot of damage. Okay, so the next and final weapon in our B class is going to be the Skybreaker. Now, just like the Hexfire, this gun was broken in the tech test. They recently nerfed it, but it still has a place in this game as an opener. So this gun is called the opener for a reason. A lot of movement abilities in this game send you up in the air. So I'm going to go ahead and slam and use a Skybreaker down on somebody, and it did 64 damage. Now all you have to do is switch to your Riot, switch to your Ripper, switch to your Hexfire, whatever other gun you're using, and clean up that kill. The reason this gun isn't an A tier or an S tier is because it only does 64 damage at most ranges. Now, it can clean up as well. If you shoot it into a crowd and they're all low health, it can do a decent bit of damage. But I think it's a perfect weapon where it's at. It has a place in this game. It doesn't need to be nerfed or buffed. It has its role as the opener. All right, so let's talk about the A-class weapons in this list. Now, this gun, my baby, the Riot 1, woo, Billy, that's a great gun in this game. Let's talk about why. The Riot 1, my baby, my love. I love it so much. It does incredible things in this game. It's a 3-shot. If you get one headshot, 3 shots anybody at max rank. 4 shots, body shots. It's incredible. This gun is a better sniper than the sniper in this game. You can hit people at any range. At any range. And it ends people. It's an incredible weapon. If you have any type of aim at all, if you pick up this gun, you will instantly start performing better in this game. I guarantee it. Now, one of my tips for it is you don't need an ADS. ADSing is not worth it with this gun. You need to be able to see everything. You need to be able to see all the people flying across your screen. The hip fire on this gun is just as good as ADSing, if not better. All right, so the only other A-class weapon is going to be the Mac Daddy Ripper, the assault rifle, the thing that gets its name from what it does. It rips. The Ripper is just that. It rips apart the enemy. Headshots do 19 damage. Body shots do 13 damage. It is an incredible gun at all ranges. Now, one thing I actually suggest doing is hip firing it. Just like the Riot 1, you don't need an ADS with this gun. ADS actually makes it harder to hit things. Hip fire does the job just as well as ADSing. Also, if people are flying across your screen, another good tip I have for this weapon is to actually burst fire it. It has a good bit of bloom, so if people are running across your screen, as long as they're inside of this area, as long as they're inside of your bloom area, you're gonna get that shot, because people are moving so fast in this game.
One sec.
Burst firing actually makes this gun a little bit easier and a little bit stronger, because you're not ripping through all of that ammo right away. These are stationary targets. It's not going to be that easy to hit, you know, a bunch of headshots like this. So I really do suggest, if you're trying to practice and get better with the Ripper, try burst firing it. I'm telling you, it's going to improve your game drastically. All right. So the moment you all been waiting for, the gun that everybody knows is kind of broken right now. Ubi, please nerf the Harpy. This thing just straight up shreds people. The Harpy, if you see it, pick it up. It's incredible. Use it as a close range. Use it as your main damage dealer. This thing instantly shreds anything with bullets left over. This thing cannot be beaten right now. It is overtuned, it shoots too fast, and it does way too much damage. You don't even really need to ADS with this thing. It's just as good as a hip fire. I do suggest though, just like an opposite of all of the other weapons, this gun actually performs a little bit better when you ADS it. I feel like the balloon is tighter. The spread on all of the bullets is way tighter if you ADS it. So if you have the opportunity to ADS, you should actually ADS this weapon. Alright guys, so this is the final tier list of the weapons in the open beta of Hyper Scape. We'll be going over this a few times throughout the game's lifespan, but just keep in mind, Protocol, Komodo, if you're trying to win games, they're not really that great. Style points, pull out that Protocol all the time. The Salvo, the Hexfire, use it if you need to. You know, if you're dropping and they're sitting there and you don't have another gun, pick the damn thing up. All right, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna get the job done a little bit. B class weapons, solid. If you're feeling like playing a support role on your team, being the opener, being the closer with the DTap, or trying to hit some nutty shots with the shotgun, the B class weapons, they're decent. They don't need to be touched at all in this game. A class, the Riot one and the Ripper, honestly, if you're trying to be good at this game and you're trying to be a competitive player, use these weapons. I like running both of them at the same time. They're incredible weapons and they will definitely help you win games. The Harpy is the only S-class weapon because right now it's the only broken weapon. It's the only thing that can shred people still having bullets left and shred multiple people with one clip. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Again, my name is Dilbo Davgans. That is Dilbo with a B. We post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Let me know what you think down below of my tier list. Let me know if you think one of these weapons should be in a different tier. Let me know if you have any tips. I really appreciate all the feedback, guys. And make sure you swing on by the Twitch channel. We have a lot of fun over there. We're winning a lot of games. Much love me to you, Dab Squad. Peace.